Good afternoon. Welcome to the KTN Weekend at 1 Bulletin. My name is Najma Ismail. Kirinyaga Central MP Gashoki Gitari has expressed what he called the displeasure of Kenyan leaders over the news that ICC prosecutor Fatou Bensouda is opposed to Deputy President William Ruto's request to be excused from attending trial. Speaking at Kamuiru Market, Gitari wanted Bensouda to let Ruto enjoy the amendment made at last October's Assembly of State Parties conference.
And I want to tell Bensouda that the Deputy President, his work is not just to usher people into the country or to go and open roads. He has more responsibilities, and he should respect the sovereignty of this country. I also want to remind her that the state conference that was held by the countries, they agreed to amend the Rome Statute so that they allow any sitting president or deputy president not to attend all the sessions. And I think this one takes precedence than the application by one Bensouda. They need to respect us. We are sovereign states. We have our new constitution.
There was drama at the Kisii County Assembly when a section of county representatives locked up the Speaker's office protesting the transfer of the interim clerk. The chaos started after the Transition Authority recalled the County Assembly's interim clerk, James Nyaoga, on grounds that his office was hampering operations at the Assembly. Angry members of the County Assembly, numbering 15, stormed the Speaker's office at 7 a.m. yesterday and barricaded the doors leading to his office. The members claimed that the Speaker instigated the transfer of the clerks without consulting them. County representative nearly exchanged blows over the decision to barricade the Speaker's doors. Later, Governor James Ongwae and his deputy Joash Mangi were joined by Senator Chris Obure and Bomachoge Chachi MP Simon Ogari in a closed-door meeting as they tried to reconcile the MCAs and the Speaker.
I want to issue a stern warning to my fellow members that the action they took, it was an offensive and lawful, because as honorable members who are representing various wards from within the county, the action we would have made would have been within the law.
We've all agreed to continue with the consultations among ourselves, particularly members of the County Assembly, to engage in consultations among themselves so that a permanent and lasting solution is reached.
We had already discussed with the Speaker and agreed on the way forward. So sometimes the issues are rushed out of context, like this one was rushed out of context, because we had already agreed with the Speaker on the way forward. The Speaker had already decided on the way forward.
Now, anxious moments preceded a heated exchange in Murang'a County when a family that went to collect the body of their relative from a morgue found the body missing. The body of an elderly man in Kiriaini in Murang'a apparently disappeared mysteriously from the Consolata Funeral Home. Catherine Omonto with the details.
It took hours before the Kiraine OCS could calm Edward Karaoke's family down. Even then, OCS Kipsaina Serem was at pains to explain how he was going to find Edward's body by Monday morning, given that it disappeared last week from the Consolata Funeral Home.
Akatuambia tulete nguo. Sasa akaenda akafalishwa nguo. Wakati alifalishwa nguo tukaitwa tumuone. Kufika hapo kwanza nikajiuliza kwani mtu akileta huku nywele umea. Kwa sababu babangu anakuanga nywele hapa, kuna kipala, nywele ziko huku. Sawa, wengine mzee mwingine alikuwa hapo akasema huyu ndiye Karaoke. Akatoka nje. Mimi nikabaki tu hapo, nimesimama tu hapo. Ningoje sasa kama hao wengine wataingia. Hao wengine kuingia ndio mambulada walisema huyu si mbamba yao.
When mortuary attendants were asked where Edward Karaoke's body was, they said they had no idea.
Sasa sisi tukauliza kwa nini wao ule alirecord fridge number fulani kama anasema fridge number 11. Na ile mwili anatuambia pengine ndio ilienda ikawa ni yetu, ilikuwa fridge number 2. Nikawauliza kwani mnafanya kazi mkiwa walevi? Sababu mlevi ndiye tu anaweza confuse hii na ile. Kwa sababu hii hospitali hata mimi kama sifanyi kazi hapa mimi nikipatiwa nitafanya kazi vizuri na hakuna mwili itapotea.
There are 5 bodies left in the funeral home, none of which are Edward, leaving the possibility that Edward Kariuki was buried by another family. But why would another family bury a body that did not belong to them?
Ile tuko naye kwa mochari, tutachukua vidole na tutafute identity yake na itatusaidia tuone kama pengine wale mtu alikuwa ashachukua mwili ambaye sio yake. Itatusaidia sisi tupate kusaidia wale familia ambaye wako aggrieved.
Biblia inasema you talk the truth and the truth shall set you free. Tuambie ukweli ili hata sisi tusaidie serikali. Tujue hii mwili iko mahali fulani, kijiji fulani. Kwa sababu wale watu wanafanya kazi hapa, wale watu ambao wanaletwa hapa. Kuna mtu wa Mombasa ama Kisumu wanaletwa hapa. Ni watu wa area hii.
Sova kuna mwili kadhaa imepelekwa kuanzia tarehe 2. Tutajaribu kufuatilia mwili sote.
The family has given the Murang'a County Police until Monday to find their loved one so that he can be finally laid to rest. The Kariuki family say that if the body is not found by Monday, they will sue the hospital for negligence. Catherine Omwando, KTN.
Still on controversies over bodies, residents of Kiriki village in Chinga Odhaya constituency were yesterday left in shock after the body of a woman who was buried 2 months ago was exhumed. This follows a court order acquired by a local pastor who claimed to have purchased the land on which the woman was buried. The plot is at the heart of a land dispute.
Only 2 months ago, a body was buried on this farm under cover of darkness. Now, following a court order, workers exhumed the body from a plot that is at the center of a land dispute, digging up the body of the former owner of the farm, now deceased, one Esther Wamboi. The tussle began in 2009 when the title deed disappeared from Esther's house. Esther fell ill shortly thereafter and died. Soon afterwards, it emerged that Esther's brother may have sold the land to a local pastor.
Kutoka 2009 ndio title ilipotea. Akapigiwa simu akaambiwa unajua nini, shamba yenu inauzwa na hatujui ni nani anauza, ati mwenye anauza anaitwa Muito.
Esther's husband moved to court in an attempt to repossess the land that Pastor John Kihara had allegedly bought.
Aliambiwa ati kesi iendelee. Tukaenda kwa kesi mara kadhaa, hakuna kesi.
As they waited for a court ruling, Esther's body remained at the mortuary. Esther's husband eventually decided to bury her, a decision that would escalate the land tussle.
Alipokufa, bwanake alimweka moshale mwezi moja hivi na akasema ya kwamba hata mzika kwa sababu aliashiwa laana. Kumzika kwake ni kuhatarisha maisha ya watoto. He has a lad in Pare neighborhood. Hapa tu dakika 20 au 10 kutembea hapa. Lakini alisema ya kwamba laana ya mke wake ndio anahofia. Na kwa hivyo kwa sababu mke wake alikuwa anafuata hii shamba, anaamini ya kwamba amzike huku.
John Kihara, the alleged new owner of the plot, moved to court and secured a court order for the exhumation of the body. And after weeks of delays, the order was finally carried out. Yet though the body has been exhumed to be buried elsewhere, the land dispute rages on. Wilkiston Nyabo, KTN.
Now, the Machakos Senator Johnston Muthama has criticized the Jubilee government for failing to accord the leaders of CORD enough security. Speaking on the matter of the alleged attack on Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula, Muthama maintained that what is happening in the country is taking Kenya back to the 1960s and 70s in the colonial era.
Moses Wetangula, Senator wa Bungoma. Ngari yake ilifisiwa na kupigwa risasi, na ilikuwa ni dhahiri na wazi kwamba walikuwa wanalenga kumpika driver mwenyewe ili ngari iweze kuanguka ndio ikianguka waliokuwa wanataka kummaliza Wetangula waende karibu na kuweza kumnyonga au kuweza kumpika risasi. Mambo hayo yalitokea jana, na Wetangula akanipigia simu, akapikia Orengo, akapikia Kalonzo, akapikia Raila, na aliyempata ni Raila, na wakaandamana pamoja mpaka kituo cha polisi cha Kilimani. Cha ajabu ni kwamba walipofika pale na kuweza kutoa taarifa kwamba mambo hayo yametokea, wakuu wa polisi katika kituo cha Kilimani walionekana hawana wasiwasi wowote, wala hawakutaka kujaribu kufanya kazi ya haraka kufika pale na kuweza kutafuta ni kitu gani kimeendelea. Iliwabidi kukaa pale mpaka saa 9 usiku, na waliondoka bila kupata msaada.
But in a press conference held just a few minutes ago in Nairobi, Jubilee parliamentarians have accused Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula of stage managing his so-called assassination attempt. Jubilee rap code for attempting to stir controversy on baseless wild claims, rubbishing rather assertions that Wetangula's vehicle was sprayed by bullets. The President's Alliance faulted the opposition for trying to capitalize and politicize issues to derail government on its development agenda.
You want to be assassinated and there's no cartridges, there's no bullet shot at you. Your car can show that you hit a bump, in fact the owner of that advert banner must take legal action against Wetangula and his driver. Destroying property. Yeah, because he has destroyed a property. So it's very, very shameful. We know this country. One time, a member of parliament in last government, according to the police, shot his own car. He sprayed bullets on his own car in last parliament. So in my opinion, that guy was more intelligent than Moses Wetangula. Moses Wetangula should have even sprayed bullets on his car. But you hit a pump, you hit an ad banner, and then you come and say, the Jubilee government, give us a break.
I think he could have done it better because it has backfired very badly.
More intelligently.
More intelligently, because really, you know, if you have an accident at some wee hour of the night, you know, maybe it was coming from a court function, we don't know. But it has become now a song for our brothers in the opposition. When somebody quarrels with their spouse, they say it is the Jubilee government. You know, when people have business challenges, they say it's the Jubilee government.
Moving away from that issue now, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has called upon the central Kenya people to drop divisive politics and engage in what he called constructive agendas that would move the country forward. Speaking at Kimo Rori village in Kiambaa during the burial of former Nairobi politician Josephat Waithaka Mashua, Raila said the issue of tribal prejudice should not take root in the country, as it had already been a thorn in the flesh for Kenyans seeking to build their country. Kiambu leaders led by Senator Kimani Wamatangi called upon the residents to pray for the Jubilee government, saying it is going through a lot of challenges.
Muhimu ni ya kwamba sisi zote tuko kama Wakenya, tupendane pamoja. Tumeona mwaka jana wakati wale majambazi waliingia, wanapiga watu wetu, wanaua watoto, kina mama, wazee. Mimi mwenyewe nilipiga simu kwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, na yeye akapiga simu akanijibu, akasema tukutane. Tukakutana pamoja, tukaenda kwa hospitali zote pamoja. Tukasema wakati huu hakuna serikali, hakuna upinzani, iko Kenya.
Huu ni wakati wa kushirikiana, tukiwa kitu moja ndio nchi yetu iweze kuendelea. Na kama vile tulivyoomba na vile tulivyoshikana, tuhakikishe ya kwamba sasa mara hii nafasi yenye Mungu alitupatia hiyo miaka 5 iwe ni nafasi yenye itafurahisha Wakenya.
Just a week after schools reopened, business is not as usual in a number of schools in rural areas of Kajiado County following a shortage of teachers. It is estimated that the Kajiado schools have a deficit of 900 teachers and have been struggling to make it. Some of the schools in areas like Loitoktok, Central Kajiado and Gong are also poorly facilitated to compete with schools in urban areas of the county such as Ongata Rongai, Kitengela, Isinya and Kiserian.
Walikuwa namba 14 katika kaunti zote za Jamhuri ya Kenya wakiwa na mean score ya 258. Waliendelea kufanya vyema, hata ukiangalia isipokuwa vile vile walishuka chini kidogo kwa sababu 2012 walikuwa na mean score ya 261, walishuka na 3, na hii imetokana na sababu mbalimbali. Kwanza ukiangalia upungufu wa walimu katika wilaya ya Kajiado kuna upungufu wa walimu zaidi ya 900, hasa katika kaunti za Loitoktok ambaye kuna upungufu wa walimu zaidi ya 380.
The National Land Commission has warned against land brokers who have a tendency of auctioning land belonging to the community while pretending to represent their interests. Speaking during a charged public rally in Salai Village, Nakuru County, the Commission's Vice Chairperson Abigail Mbagaya said only brokers benefited from the confusion while innocent Kenyans were unable to assess it. She said a land agreement reached between two communities 10 years ago to exchange land for Troy Boy in Salai and Oljarai in Naivasha should be respected. Bagaya stated that the agreement, which has so far brought controversies, was registered under the Land Board and cannot be concealed without following the right procedures. She, however, urged the concerned communities to elect reliable leaders who will represent them in meetings set to iron out the confusion.
Agreement ili unajua kama agreement iko, kwanza unasema agreement iko, lakini tumekuja kuona mambo mengine ndani ya agreement haifurahishi. Huwezi kwanza kusema hakuna agreement, hakuna na agreement iko, vidole yenyu iko. Bado tunarudi tu pale tulikuwa vile nilikuwa Mjurai kusema mambo ibaki vile ilivyo. Tafadhali elect your leaders. We are going to call for a meeting of the leaders from all the communities involved very soon. We discuss on the table and agree now this is where we are.
Moving on to sports now, Manchester United will once again face a tricky Swansea side at Old Trafford this evening in the English Premier League. United lost to Swansea in the capital 1 Cup and will look not to repeat the same mistake again. Back-to-back wins at Old Trafford would only further enhance Laudrup's already remarkable CV and increase the urgency for United to bite the bullet and buy big in January. Chelsea will play Hull City away at Casey Stadium. Chelsea will again be without midfielder Frank Lampard and defender Branislav Ivanovic, with the pair both likely to be absent for a month. Cardiff City will clash with West Ham while Everton take on Norwich. Fulham will be up against Sunderland with Victor Mugabe's Southampton's clash with West Brom. Tottenham will be at home against Crystal Palace. Manchester City will have their match tomorrow against Newcastle. Liverpool take on Stoke while Arsenal clash with Aston Villa on Monday. Manchester United manager David Moyes has been charged with misconduct by the Football Association. It is in relation to their comments made after Tuesday's 2-1 League Cup semi-final first leg loss to Sunderland, when Moyes said United are beginning to laugh at referees for their terrible decisions. The Premier League champions were beaten 2-1 at home by Tottenham at the start of 2014 and followed that up with elimination from the FA Cup at the hands of Swansea, a game which was also played at Old Trafford. The former Everton manager was also irked by a decision during the Spurs defeat, stating it was scandalous United were not awarded a late penalty. Moyes has until on Wednesday, 15th of January, to respond to the charge. Thank you very much for watching KTN Weekend at 1. My name is Najma Ismail. Just before we wind up, from the amazing world of innovations, French equipment maker Value has created an automated parking valet. The self-parking technology is directed by an app which controls the vehicles, detects an available parking space and maneuvers into it. The vehicle guides its way to a parking place after what looks like some hesitation. The system allows drivers to leave their car at the entrance of a parking lot and let it find a space to park itself. Drivers activate the feature from the smartphone and can also use it to summon the car to pick them up. Value said 3 million cars already have its semi-automatic system, which can perform parallel parking but require the driver to remain at the wheel. The company has also sold a system that uses remote control but requires the driver to remain in view of the car or the smartphone. Well, I'd definitely like to get my hands on one of those someday. Thank you very much for watching KTN Weekend at 1. My name is Najma Ismail. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.